What's good, YouTube? This is your girl Muna, and we are back with another video. We're gonna get right into the video.
Hi. Oh, we got you. Look so pretty, bro. Hold on, I got an echo. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have four.
What are your four children?
My oldest is 20, and I have a 9-year-old, and I have 8-year-old twins.
Okay, all by the same man.
Two different men.
Have you been
So
married?
my oldest is from my first marriage, and then my younger three are from my second marriage.
When did you get divorced?
In 2018.
2018. Okay. So married twice. Okay, so you married both of your children's dads.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we got Misty St. Louis. What's your zodiac sign?
Pisces, through and through.
Pisces. All right. So we got Misty St. Louis, 40 Pisces. Mom's of four by two men, both of her ex-husbands. Substitute teacher, also Uber and Lyft driver. They say she's pretty.
Oh, thank you.
What kind of man you looking for, girl?
Okay, so I'm so happy I caught you in a good mood tonight, Kendra. I've been watching you ever since. Sometimes, but that's okay.
My mood matches. Sometimes the energy of the guest is where my mood goes. I will say that I start off well with everybody. I start off well with everyone, unless something goes sideways. So I usually return energy. That's what I believe.
I understand.
I believe I return.
That's a lie, Kendra. You do be having an attitude sometimes when you come up there, and depending on the guest, that's where you fluctuate your mood. But for the most part, you be irritated a lot. If you watch Kendra, if you ever come on Kendra live in her while she's live, and you ever seen, especially her past videos a few years ago, like if you ever go into her lives, she definitely be irritated a lot. So I understand exactly what she's saying.
Her energy. But let's
I
start.
match
But
energy
you gotta
too.
stay on the right side, girl, because you ain't starting off right.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying that. No, I'm saying that you.
No, pause. I'm gonna. This is good. You're a perfect example. So I literally gave you a compliment. I set the stage, and then you went left and said, "Well, I got you in a good mood." So now, what kind of energy you think that brings? And I literally said. I set you
No,
up.
I'm saying that you're there, like you said, there are different times when you have different moods, and we're all like that, and it's okay to be like that. But there are some times when you have less patience than other times, like whenever we're on the show. That's what I mean by, because the reason I'm reaching out to you is because I wanted your help with something very specific, and so sometimes, depending on your mood, then I wouldn't know if you would be willing or open to help me with something specific.
Well,
so
okay, hold on. So are you here to look for love?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. But I'm reaching out for help to reach out to a specific person. So there's somebody that I'm specifically interested in, and I've been attempting to reach out to them, but I think that they're kind of like an upcoming celebrity-ish, I guess you would say.
And I know this person.
I don't know. But because you're in that world, or just because of your show, your platform, that I just thought that this would be a good way to try to reach out to them, because I've attempted other ways, but I think that they get so many messages from so many people that I think I just kind of get lost in the sauce. So I was like, well, maybe Kendra can help me, because this is her world and this is what she does. And
I would say she is a cute girl, but from jump, she gave me, as far as energy, she gave me weirdo, like kind of crazy vibes. And her eyebrow shape is irritating me. Like both eyebrows, it's two different shapes. And it's just irritating me. But the fact that you're 40, you got 4 kids, 2 baby daddies, calling up to a show to look for somebody specific, automatically what I got from that is that she feel like she's she's light skinned and she's pretty, so automatically she feel like she could go above and beyond to attract what she want to attract. That's automatically what I got. Let's continue.
Yes, I am looking for love. So if it's possible for you to help me to get this person's attention, then I would appreciate it.
Okay, so let me pause. Let me make sure I understand. So
Okay.
basically, and we're gonna get to this name in a second. So there's a specific person that,
Mhm.
so basically you want to be a highlight. So this video could travel to the person you really want to get their attention to.
No, Kendra, nobody care about your show that much. I'm sorry. Your show is not that important. I'm sorry. She did not ask to be a highlight. Where did you get that from? What she wants you to do is hit somebody up. She feel like you are amongst the up. She feel like you know a few celebrities. Being uh she feels like that. She feels like the level where you're at. You might know a few celebrities. And you probably can reach out to someone that she's looking to talk to that's in the same group of people as you. So she wants you to reach out to that person. She do not want you to put her as a highlight on your show. Talk about trying to be important.
Yes.
Okay, so who is the person?
Are you familiar with the Lost Lover Boy podcast with Dimitri Wiley?
I'm Dimitri Wiley.
He does he's like has been a guest on the
So let's go see who Dimitri Wiley is. So this is Dimitri Wiley.
I just want to get this off my chest real quick. I hate how the world has led us to believe that jealousy can only be a bad thing. You know, sometimes jealousy is rooted in protection.
This is the guy that she's talking about that she wants Kendra to personally reach out to hook her up with. And no, Kendra, she's not talking about you putting her as a highlight. She wants you to personally hit him up and let him know that she wants to talk to him.
on what is it? The shoot. Well, his particular podcast that
So
he
real
hosts
quick,
is
this is gonna sound crazy. I'm not in these YouTube streets like that, so I don't know all these podcasts. I'm not even trying to lie to y'all. So I
Mhm.
never. His name Dimitri sounds familiar, but the podcast absolutely I don't know it. Is he on Instagram?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's his IG? Let me look this man up.
Lost Lover Boy.
Lost Lover Boy is
Mhm.
Lover.
Imagine being 40 years old with kids. You damn near you got one adult as a kid. But imagine being 40 years old running around from platform to platform, writing him in his inbox, writing him under comments, writing the guy under comments. And now you find yourself on Kendra G's show looking for a guy that you have a crush on. You have a 20-year-old, what she said, a 17-year-old and two 8-year-olds. Ma'am, you have shouldn't you be somewhere cooking dinner for your kids, or you know what I'm saying, teaching somebody, teaching one of your kids they math, or helping them read better. She's searching, this man, she's hitting this man up on all platforms, up in his inbox, trying to contact him. I don't know. That just give me weird vibes. And I feel like she's using her looks and her skin color to attract him. She thinks I feel like she's giving privilege vibes. That's what I feel. I never heard, especially us black women. You might have some that do the most. I just never heard of going to that extent, especially a woman with multiple kids. You got so much to do, and you're taking your time out to hit this man up on all platforms, and so much so you find yourself on Kendra G. You know what? Let's continue.
But his name could possibly be Dimitri Wiley on there, but that's like what his
Oh, I do. Oh, actually, I know him. I
Yeah,
get a nice conversation with him.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think
so
of the
him,
name.
I didn't know the name of his podcast. When you
Yes,
say
I was
his
trying to think of the
name,
name of tonight.
Don't lie, Kendra. She said Dimitri Wiley about 20 times. Remember, you got so-called dyslexia. You cannot remember anything to save your life. Why didn't you know who he was by name? She didn't just say his podcast. She said his name a bunch of times.
Conversation.
yeah. Okay, so I do know Dimitri. We've done tonight's conversation together. So
Mhm.
I did. Shout out to Ace. I'm actually back on tour. I should be talking about this. I'm on tour with tonight's conversation starting in October. And Dimitri, we were on an episode together. So I do know Dimitri. He lives in Chicago. So
Kendra, you dishing out that man information. This could be a full-blown stalker, a full-blown. She give me crazy vibes, and I'm sticking to it. She give me crazy cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She give me that waiting to exhale, like the part where um what's her name beat herself with the oranges and told the cops that it was Martin that did it. She give me waiting to exhale vibes. She I don't feel like she's wrapped too tight.
Yes.
actually, I
And
actually
that's
do
like
know Dimitri.
Chicago is about 4 hours from me. So
So you want me to hit up Dimitri directly for you?
yes, ma'am.
Dimitri, are you older than you're 40, right?
I am. And
He's
I
younger.
realize that he's much younger than me, but he's a very mature young. And honestly, if I'm being completely transparent, I don't necessarily know that we would be the most compatible, but I would like to spend some time with him and just really exchanging energy and just having conversations and just kind of seeing, because I feel like that he's a very open-minded person as well as I am.
Girl, why do you need to talk to him to exchange energy? So you telling me you're an energy vampire? Something don't sound right. Why do you need to meet him? She said she don't know. They might not be that compatible, but you want to meet him. You mean you want to get effed? You want to get screwed by him? You want to go to Pound Town? That's what you're saying. Because other than that, why do you need to exchange energies with this man? So yeah, I'm gonna take that for that's what you're talking about.
And I've watched so many of his videos, and he's kind of talked about like age range and stuff like that, and how he's, open to older women because I mean he's a mature individual. And I really just I love his energy. I feel like that we share a lot in common as far as just being lover boys and lover girls. Like I love love. I'm a person who's very just in that whole.
So how many people do y'all meet in your lifetime that have the same love language as you? Like if I'm a person of affirmations, I love telling people they're beautiful, and I love telling people how smart they are, and just pouring words of affirmation and letting them and boosting up their self-esteem. If I meet someone else like that, that's not gonna another man. If I meet a man like that, that's not gonna want to make me jump his bones. That's not gonna make me want to get married to him or even stalk him to see, so I'm trying to I think she just needs to be more transparent on the fact that she just really, really like him, and you are on a journey to find this man. That's why I said it's not sounding right. He's 29, you're 40, you have 4 kids. How does that work? He has one child. You have 4 kids, four daughters, and the 20-year-old is near his age. Make it make sense.
Romantic kind of vibe, and I love what he stands for. I appreciate him as a person. I think that we could a lot of just insight, and just if nothing else to just have like a really mature conversation with one another and to have some fun. But it's nothing
Oh, we know you want to have fun. We know you want to have fun.
like I said, I've had a crush on him for a long time, and I only recently realized how much younger he is than me. But like I said, even if it wasn't to be anything super serious, I'd just like to have a conversation with him, if nothing else.
So let me ask you a couple things. Now, you said you try to reach out. How, in what ways did you try to reach out?
So I have sent him DMs a couple times on Instagram. I have commented.
Okay, so when you send the DMs, do it say seen?
No.
Okay, so he's never seen him. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why because I don't want it to seem like I'm like some crazy stalker or like I'm
Too late, ma'am. Too late.
obsessed or doing anything.
Well, your girlfriend, you know, you're coming across as a stalker. I don't know.
But,
So you already
well, yeah, it might seem like that, but it's not like I'm like obsessively like I haven't been like stalking, following him crazy. Like, I mean, like I'm a fan. So I watch his videos, of course. I've tried to inbox him, and because it shows, if it would show like he's seen it, or if he messaged me back and was like, I'm not interested, no thank you, whatever, then that is what it is, and I would let it be. But because I feel like that he's never even seen or been aware of me at all, I'm just kind of like, well, maybe Kendra can help. And if he's not interested, that's fine too. And if he wants to call me.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you, this is going to be your 30 seconds to talk to Dimitri, and I will make sure he sees what you have to say. Go.
30 seconds is a long time, but Dimitri, if you're watching, I would just really love the opportunity to get to know you better in person. I would like for you to get to know me. I feel like that we could have a lot of fun together, and that we could just share some insight for the things that we know about love. And I'm just really interested in getting to know you, and I appreciate everything that you do, and I admire you, and I just would love to hang out sometime.
That was cringy as fuck. That was cringy as fuck. Imagine having 30 seconds to talk to a man that don't know you exist, to express the love, the fact that you have a crush on him. I know if he see this video, he's gonna be like, this chick is crazy. Do you know how many girls he have on his body probably hitting him up in his inbox as well? Like, she give me crazy vibes. You would never catch me taking an L to this extent for no man that, and you don't even know if he like you back. And you want to exchange what? The love, knowledge of love that you guys both have. What are you talking about? He exchanged that when he make his podcast and he tell you what he's about, his thoughts and ideology on love. That's how he express himself. It's either you take the information and you can do what you want with it. Why do you need to see him face to face? That's why I said, it's this privileged mindset. Why do you feel like you need to see him face to face and you need to? I don't know what's going on, but she giving me creep vibes.
Okay, and what's your name on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
I want to say, can you check and see if it's Mystical Mama? But it would be MISTY
So you didn't
CAL.
check that before you call me? Like, what would be the?
Well, the reason why I covered my face in shame, it's not really shame, but like the name that I actually put was, I specifically made my profile to reach out to him, to get in touch with you, to reach out to him. And
Wow.
what he does a lot of times whenever
she made a profile, a Kendra G singles profile just for this guy. If that's not crazy, I don't know what is. She's taken a crush to a new level. And to be at her age, she's 40. You just got to keep that in mind.
whenever he does his podcast and whenever he does his videos, he talks a lot to Mrs. Wiley. So I put future Mrs. Wiley.
Last name in your okay. Wait, so you have Dimitri's last name as your username?
It says future Mrs. Wiley on there. Yeah.
Is that your username?
I'm not sure if my username is Mystical Mama or Future Mrs. Wifey. I put both of them on there, but I don't know how it shows up.
Okay, so Okay, let me take it from the top. So it is future Mrs. Wiley. If you put up future Mrs. Wiley, you will see her on the Kendra G singles dating app. You are taking men.
That picture alone right there is giving weight into Excel. This picture right here is giving crazy. She looked like she got that malicious smile. Like she'll have you she just gives me crazy vibes. I keep, like I said, I keep picking it up. I don't know. This is crazy. I never seen that like it, but she gives like she has that facade. Like she put on a charming, you get what I'm saying? A divine woman. She has that aesthetic where she comes off as like a beautiful divine woman, but in her head, I think for one I feel like for one she has a childlike mind. So I feel like her mentality is still stuck at a young age. Even though she had 4 kids, I don't feel like she personally, I don't know her background, but I don't feel like she went through much hardship. I don't feel like she, as far as with raising her 4 kids, I feel like very privileged in however she, grew up. Because what would make you think at being 40 with 4 kids, yeah, one is an adult, but 4 kids in total, you know what I mean? You have time to be chasing a man on social media that don't know you exist just so y'all can have a conversation about love.
Manifestation all the way. I mean, one thing, I don't know if this is the power or manifestation or crazy. All you have
That,
roses.
That picture right there, it looked like she took that when she was young. What is that? I don't. Why would you put that up on? If you did make a profile for him to see, why would you put those pictures up? I feel like that's not when at her 40-year-old age. I feel like that's when she was years younger. I don't know. Like I said, it's giving me weird vibes. Mr. Wiley, you need to hire extra security and make sure that he not showing his location. People got to make sure they have their back and they protecting themselves, because it just sends you in the mind of a freaking psychopath and how they think. I'm just not getting good energy off of this. Like
exactly. And well, that's the thing. I'm like, okay,
that's not your age now. This looked like when she was a few years younger. This is not her age now.
I'm wondering if he's gonna take it as like she's psychotic, like I need to stay far away from her. If he's gonna be like flattered and find it humorous and just be like open to the idea of, hey, I can get with that because she's serious about what she's talking about.
This is what I will say. Shout out to Dimitri. I really enjoyed him. I like a lot of things he has to say. I didn't know who he was until we did a tonight's conversation.
Kendra, you might want to take a chill pill on talking about her man. Look how she looking. Look how she looking at Kendra while Kendra is talking about her Mr. Wiley, her knight in shining armor. Kendra, tread lightly. You talking about that girl man? She do not like Kendra talking about that guy.
Together, dope guy. Actually, I take that back because I live in Chicago, and I used to live in Chicago, and he reminded me years ago he was on our radio show. But he's taking off in this space, and I'm very proud of him. What I will say is, a lot of you women kind of like want this. He's desired by a lot of women.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, like, so you definitely are, and you are a part of a lot of women that want Dimitri.
I understand the competition, Kendra. I'm well
I
aware.
don't want to say competition. I don't know. I hate that word competition, but if we have to use that word, so be it. But did you? Okay, I know you sent him DMs. Did you ever leave like a comment under one of his posts and say, "Oh,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have"?
Hmm.
Oh, you have. Okay, you have since. Okay, have you
Yeah,
gone
I
to
left him.
events? Okay, let me ask you. He does It's a Nice Conversation. Did you ever go to a live event? Because those are really easy times to meet him.
No, man, I wasn't available to go. Actually, I was trying to make it to. He just did an album release in Chicago for like his music recently. Like he
How
did
you
his
gonna
first
be
like
Mrs.
concert.
Miss? How you gonna be Mrs. Future Wiley and you ain't go to his album release?
I I had
Kendra, you egging that on, and I'm really concerned about this man's livelihood.
I had prior engagements and I just could not make it that time. But also, it's just one of those things where it's like it's one of those spaces also where it's just like
Need a UGC video for your business? Find me and many other skilled creators on Fiverr. Or you could grab a top.
there's so many people and everybody's trying to do the same thing. And so it's like I would rather meet
Okay,
him
why do
on
you
a
have
more
rollers?
okay. So and I was hoping that you were going to talk about that because in the last video that you were talking to the girl with the bonnet on her head, I was like, I don't know, because I also feel like that sometimes men want to see like really what they're getting, because it's like anybody can dress up and look a certain way, and a lot of women, they wear wigs and lashes and nails. I mean, like everything is so superficial sometimes, and so I feel like this is how you might see me whenever I wake up. So you need to know exactly what you're getting, like whenever I'm just plain Jane every day, like this is how I am. So I put
Girl, that's for the bedroom. That's for home. Why are you putting? I'm not good. If that's the case, you could have put a bonnet on and took a picture in it with no makeup, no nothing, just waking up. You could have put a bonnet on. It's the only difference is you put rollers. It doesn't make sense. You could have left that for at home. Why are you putting that on a dating site?
a couple pictures where I'm dressed up and then a couple pictures where I'm just all natural, and I'm just like, well, this is how I am.
Well,
This is who I
okay,
am.
okay, here's the deal. There's a difference between all natural, which I agree with, right? But then I would put rollers and bonnets. That's not all natural. That's when, obviously you're in a bonnet or you're in a rollers. And listen, I'm not the law on this. So I'm not saying that what I'm saying is facts, but what I can share, which I think a lot of women don't know what I know. There's a lot. You guys are seeking out highly sought out men, right? And trust me, like and when you say Dimitri, now I get it. Okay, yeah. When I did It's a Nice Conversation, especially because the way he talks, there's a lot of women that want to be Mrs. Future Wiley. So I am going to stand by. No, you put your best foot forward. And then also, it's not even about, I will say this, certain men like this, it's just, I don't know how to say it. I mean, these kind of men that, I be around, just sometimes appearance kind of is a situation. So I agree with natural. I'm not saying you got to be makeup down, wig down, weave down. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm not going
You are saying that, Kendra. Just be real. She's saying in the spotlight, she's saying stalker, I mean Misty. She's saying that in what the type of people she be around, it calls for weave and makeup and having your hair done, having nice outfits on and getting glammed up. She's saying that's the type of people she's around. And Mr. Wiley is around too. Mr. Wiley, whatever his name is. They're both around that type of in that industry where it calls for you to get glammed up. So she's basically saying 9 times out of 10, he's not worried about how you look natural. Because if anything, if he do take you seriously, you're gonna have to be in a spotlight. You're gonna be in a spotlight. And like I said, she gives me weird vibes. Look at her face right now. You could tell she has a persona where she's like this uppity person, high spirited, XYZ, but you could tell like after a long day, after she finished Uber driving, She come home to all four of her kids. The three, when she come home to the three kids, you could tell this is how she's looking right here. Like she's done with life. She's ready to, take over the world, and she probably bitter from her divorces. Another thing is, Kendra, you should ask her, why did she get two divorces? What happened in both of her marriages that led to that? Since you're potentially going to show this video to Mr. Wiley, right? So you need to calculate all the tea you need to get from this woman, because you're about to be the connect between both of them. Let's just say he take an interest, and then she wound up being some crazy stalker chick, knowing his every location, and wind up, potentially, turn his life upside down. Kendra, you're gonna be the pulpit. You're gonna be the connect to both of them. So I would have been a detective. I would have got all the details, because now you're about to go out your way to show him a random female that he has no idea about. If he wanted to look in his inbox on Instagram, he would have did that, and he would have found what he was looking for. But I guess
Gonna put unkept rollers and bonnets and natural. That should be for the home. When you are outside trying to present yourself, I'm gonna stand on. You should not have on a bonnet, rollers, or be unkept. Now, natural, of course, and I think a lot of men like natural. You probably natural right now. You're gorgeous. You can tell you're gorgeous,
Thank
right?
you.
So,
I'm not gonna lie, I use Grammarly every time I write. It helps me get the best grades possible while.
but I think if you're serious about this guy, you go to an event. You go to an event,
Right.
you introduce yourself. Yes, there'll be other women doing the same, but you black them out. You go introduce yourself. If you want to be in the running because you're choosing a man that you will be in the running for, because that's the man you're choosing.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not that it's not a part of, it's not that it's something that I haven't wanted to do or that I don't intend to do. I mean, I definitely have, been watching, been following, been trying to figure out like how and when, and like I can make it to certain places. I mean, I do have the ambition. It's just, it hasn't worked out thus far. But that doesn't mean that it won't in the future. But again, it's just, I attempted to send the DMs. I did the comments, and then I was like, hey, what about Kendra?
girl, you got four kids. I'm sure you got four kids on top of you being a Uber driver. So you probably don't even have the funds to go to these events like you want to. So this is why you're creeping around the social media streets, trying to get on people live stream platforms and hitting him up on Instagram and Facebook or whatever you're hitting him up on to try to get his attention, is because you don't have the fundatory or probably the time, because you have three kids that you're attending to out of the four, and you probably just don't have the time. And I say this is why you need to be focusing on getting your money up. If you just went through, this is why I say she give off privilege, because I don't know her situation in her last two marriages, but what she's given me, as far as what I can see, is that she probably was like the stay-at-home wife and took care of the kids while she had a husband that did everything. Because how are you an Uber driver now? You're an Uber driver. That's not solid income. Do you understand? That's not solid. That's like pocket money that you do on the side. You know what I'm saying? You need some extra funds in your pocket. A Uber driver. So now I'm reading through it that she's privileged. She probably trying to maintain her life after having two divorces, taking care of four kids, but still at the same time probably collecting money from both marriages. Who knows? But it seems like you don't have them, because she's giving weird vibes, like stalker vibes. And I personally feel like she would have took her last to go see this man wherever he was at any event. I feel like she would have took her last.
So it's just, it's one step in the process, or, in I'm trying various ways, and hopefully something lands, and hopefully I will get to a show or be somewhere in the same place and space. That's kind of the goal. So
real quick, what is the age difference? I don't know his exact age.
I believe he's 29, so it's like 11 years.
So you want to date? So you will go? Like how?
Now I'm not gonna say. Now I'm not gonna say in general. I'm not gonna say in general. If I were like answering your questions and you asked me, I would probably say 35 to 45 or 50. That would typically be what I would say. If
I feel like when a female like a man, if she like him that much, as long as he is not, as long as he is legal, she gonna go for it. You just said if you're naturally dating, you'll go starting at 35, but this man is 29 years old. You're 11 years older than him. You have 4 daughters, and you want him to do what with you now? When he's near the 20, you have a 20-year-old daughter. He's near her age. What do you want this man to do for you? The most you're gonna get is you're gonna get buzzed down. Like you're gonna, he's gonna, you know what I'm saying, flip you and dip you and send you on your merry way. And you're doing all of that just for that. You want to go to events, you're hitting them up on social media just to what? Just to get buzzed down, like just for him to break you off, and then he send you back home to your 4 kids where you're doing Uber. Work on your career. I don't know why, just because you got divorced, life is not over. Actually, it should be just beginning for you. Starting over is not bad. It all depends on how you look at it. And I feel like you could be getting yourself together, like going back to school, getting, you get what I'm saying, your degree or whatever, and finding a man where you're at. You're giving high school girl, you're giving I'm probably married at a young age, because you said that your daughter was 20. So that means you got probably married at 20, and you got pregnant with your daughter. So you really was in a relationship since your oldest daughter was born up until probably 2018. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, you have time to get yourself together. Why not go get yourself together and work on yourself? And like I said, just because you're 40, life isn't over. Just because you divorced 2 times, and that's alarming. The first time didn't work when you got married, then the second. So to me, Kendra, you're not asking the right questions. What happened in both marriages where you got divorced twice? I think those are crucial things that you need to be asking her. We're talking about where to locate a man when she needs to be sitting somewhere, going back to school and doing something with herself so she could take better care of her family.
if I was just dating anybody, but I'm making a bit of an exception again, just to have the opportunity to at least have one date, one conversation, it's not like I would date all 29-year-olds. I wouldn't set my bar that low in general. But whenever I see the type of energy that he brings and the type of maturity that he has, then I'm open to, I've seen many successful relationships that have age gaps. It just kind of depends on where people are mentally.
Okay. I don't know this about Dimitri. Do you know if he wants more kids?
He does. He actually wants to at least have a daughter, and I have 3 of them. So
you want to have another baby?
I'm open.
So you see all of this baggage she have about to throw this man away, and she think that in her mind it's a fairy tale. She got a fantasy going on, like he gonna come with the Cinderella shoe, put it on her foot, and whisk her away on a horse into the abyss, and they're gonna live happily ever after with her 4 kids and his 1. It's like, what is the mindset? What is really going on right now?
And he's 29.
I know, Kendra. Again, that's why in the beginning, whenever I said I'm just now realizing that there are some incompatibilities, so that there are some things that maybe not make us the best match. but again, even if it wasn't to be a long-term thing that like where we like worked out as a forever, like I still just enjoy spending time together and having some fun, not necessarily I wouldn't be like, oh, like the only way that I can talk to you is if we have this long-term commitment. Like,
So why don't take the chance? You hit him up in his inbox and see if he hit you back. If he don't, he don't. Why go this extent looking around on the internet for people to try to promote you to him? Like, it's giving weird vibes. Just take the fact that you're washed. You know, you're not ugly. Let's put that out there. But you're washed up. You went through 2 divorces already. Not 1, but 2. A man is going to look at that automatically and sum that up, add and subtract. Before he even gets to your kids, he's going to look and see that you had 2 divorces.
So, okay, going back to the date. So is the request that he, as a man, comes court you? Where do you live again? You are in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
So is the desire like he comes to St. Louis and takes you out, or do you go to where he is?
Either is fine.
Either is fine. So I'm going to give you a chance to respond, Misty, because a lot of people going to say, you delusional, girl. You delusional, girl.
It's okay.
What do you think? What do you say to that, honey?
To say that I'm delusional?
Yes.
I mean, well, everybody has their own opinion. I believe that I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in right time, right place. I believe that anything can happen, anything is possible.
Sissy, it hasn't been the right time, right place. You're literally chasing this man down. You never met him in person. You never, said hi to him face to face. You never gave it a chance to be the right time, the right place. This man don't know you. You don't know him. You're literally going around looking for this man. So I feel like you just need to accept that your time has came and gone. Choose to settle and meet a man around in your community. Do more active things to meet someone around in your area. She's literally running around like she's a groupie. Like, this is giving groupie, aka stalker. So, all right. So, what happens now if Kendra show him your pictures or the video, and let's just say he do break you off. Let's just say you guys have sex together, and then he wants no parts of you. Women are emotional. So let's say they wind up having sex and she's now emotionally even more connected to him. What happens then? Because I do not feel like she will just walk away and go her merry way. I feel like this man will have a problem on his back. Like, you know how you hear about the celebrities in the media that, slept with a girl, and now you hear the girl expose him. She do little things, show pictures of them being together. You get what I'm saying? Just expose it. She gives those vibes. So if I was Mr. Wiley, I would hire more security.
So that's how they're growing so fast. They're hiring freelancers. Look what they're doing with AI experts.
I wouldn't necessarily call it delusional. I think that whenever people are open-minded and whenever they want something, they go for it. And where there's a will, there's a way. And I believe in just going for the things that you want. And if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, then something better is waiting.
Okay, that's fair. I would say this. I once had a guy on the show. He was 29. He was tall. He had no kids. He was looking for a wife. He was a really good catch. And I said to him, I was like, I really hope you partner with a woman around your age. I think I know what a lot of people don't know. I know numbers. So I'm never talking with emotions. I'm just talking with numbers because I know the back end of how many people come forward, right? So, but there was a woman who was older that still reached out to him. and call back in and try to talk, not saying you would do this, but call back in and talks about her experience with him and he wasn't serious. And I gave her pushback like, well, no, maybe he just wasn't serious with you,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that he's not serious. But I share this to say she got so mad at me because I was trying to say in so many ways, girlfriend, you're 40, he's 29. There's a lot of girls his age
Yeah.
that are on him. So I'm trying to help you not waste your time on a guy that a lot of, because you're attractive, but there's a lot of attractive women in the world, but you're definitely attractive. That are gonna be on him. But that experience taught me I'm gonna just let everybody have their reality lesson. So I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna make sure Dimitri at least sees this video. What comes from it comes from it, and we'll see it at that. Dimitri, baby, she on the way. And if you wasn't on a dating app, it would be a whole different situation. But since you on a dating app,
I
you
appreciate it,
yeah,
Kendra, because
okay. Missy, now listen, all I'm gonna do is make sure he sees it. I can't make sure he's
I
responding.
know.
So I don't know if he's ever gonna respond to you. I don't know if, I'm not claiming that part, but I can at least get him, well, I can at least get him the video. He has to decide to watch it. So that's what I'm saying. He has to decide to watch it. But I will at least make sure he gets the video. But
Thank
here
you,
she is,
Kendra.
future Mrs. Wiley. Future Mrs. Wiley.
Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. No, but Kendra, I will say this too. Like I'm not completely delusional. Like I understand that there are
You're definitely
many more
delusional. You're definitely delusional.
there
You
are
are.
many more
But
women his age and that
I personally feel like yes, you do have a lot of women his age trying to suit him, but to me in life I feel like it all depends on attraction, and you do have younger people that are interested in older people and they just attract and they just come together and they wind up making it work and they be together for a long time. And then you have younger people that talk to older people and it just be a fun time, right? So you really don't know where the shoe fit, but I can tell as far as her and her situation, because she done spoke about her situation, her having 4 kids and her being an Uber driver, that now what Kendra's saying makes sense. The competition is heavy. Why take a 40-year-old that's an Uber driver? And I don't know why, why they think, just a pretty face is all it's going to take nowadays. It's 2025. You got to come more than just with a pretty face. And not only you have a pretty face, you have a pretty older face, right? Them 29-year-olds, you get what I'm saying? They're probably going to come with way more than what you're offering. Right now, you have nothing but baggage. And you could have been in a place where your money could have been talking more than anything. You get what I'm saying? Because money talks. So, but it's not the situation. So, yeah, I truly understand what Kendra is saying with that whole concept.
probably fit the description because I know that he prays for a very specific type of person, and I know that he knows what he wants and he has a vision and goals for his life. And so I realize that I don't fit those descriptions, but at the same time, I guess I kind of just want to open his mind to the idea that maybe that there's something or somebody out there that because I guess it's like, yes, we have to be specific when we ask God for the things that we want, and we have this idea. But I think a lot of times when people kind of box themselves in and they kind of miss out on opportunities whenever they are so focused on, and I'm not saying don't have goals and dreams and visions and don't be specific with what you want. I'm just saying that sometimes whenever we're open, that we might find that that's where the spot where we end is where God begins. And you just never know what he might have for us might look different. So it's like, I just say, never judge a book by its cover, because what you see on the outside. Yes, I'm a single mom. I'm 40. I have 4 kids. So that may not be on the outside, like what you had envisioned in your mind for what you want, but you never know like what's on the inside. I could possess, everything that you need and everything that you've been looking for.
Sweetie, can't make this stuff up.
and just have some extra things to go with it. So
I was gonna say that will be up to him to decide whether he want to have an open mind and pursue you in that type of way. What you are doing, you're forcing him to see you, to have an open mind for you. This man don't, like I said, don't know you exist. If he knew you in person and you said that to him, like told him how you felt, like, you know, you should try to have an open mind, and he agreed to it, that's one thing. But to me, you're forcing something, because you could get to that man, you could finally have a conversation with him, and he would not be interested. So it sounds good coming from your coming from you, because that's what you want. You want him to have an open mind, but that does not mean when he finally see you, or Kendra finally tell him about you, that he will have an open mind. That's up in the air. That's a 50-50 chance.
Well, that's okay. So can I respond? So
yeah.
here's what I've learned from hosting this show, right? So I do not claim to be a relationship expert. I claim to be what I've always been, which is a journalist. And as a journalist, what we do is I've been doing interviews since the age of 19, child, more than 20 years, and you collect data. So 5 years ago, I transitioned to single people. So I've learned this, what I'm about to say, in and hosting this show from the male's perspective.
You know why the audio is messing up? Because Kendra's talking bullshit. When did you become a journalist? And from what I know, with your dyslexia, you cannot remember anything to save your life. You cannot remember anything. The person tell you their age, one second, the next second, you totally forgot it. What makes you a journalist? What credentials do you have that makes you a journalist? I don't believe it.
So everything you just said was from a woman's perspective, from the love perspective, from, the very emotional stance. And I get that as a woman. Now, from a logical male's perspective, it's not even just about children. It's also being financially able to take care of those children, right? Do I want to deal with, so you have 4 kids. So if he has a certain income and he wants to be a provider, and I know Dimitri has one child, and I believe he was married once before too. So he has one child. So if
He's never been married.
I thought he was married once. Are you sure?
Did you know that you can form a North Carolina LLC for $0 plus state fees? It's fast and easy using.
Yes, ma'am.
Kendra, you're not telling. She knows this man more than he knows himself. You're not telling this girl about her man, Mr. Wiley. Did you see how she corrected her, Kendra? Like, no, Kendra. That's not what it is. Look at her face. Like, she's laughing at Kendra. I'm not about to play. Kendra, you're talking to this woman. She then studied this man in and out.
Okay. So you know that I'm not going to debate there, because I could have sworn, I could be wrong. So I'm not going to debate that. But either way, I know he has a son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has a son. So anyways, long story short, the thing with children, a true provider, what goes through his mind is, can I provide for this amount of people, right? So then if you have children, now granted, these are your ex-husbands, they're not baby daddies. So I think I've learned that weighs more. Still, if he's a good man, I have to deal with these men. Because if I'm going to deal with you and be this person for you, you come with children and 2 men that I will have to associate with. That's one thing. Now, if he wants more children, okay, so, you have 4, you're at 40, not saying you can't have kids at 40, but, you got to work a little bit harder. So you need to be starting like right now, like you got to get it, right? So shout out to the women in the 40s. Not saying it's over. I know friends that have children in the 40s, but I also do know that you got to put a lot of work in. It's not as easy when you're younger. But now he has to put all those things in consideration too. Like, okay, if I want another child, now I have a child, she has four. We're going to add potentially another one. Do the finances really align to that? And these are some of the logical things, not some, these are logical things that men think about, right? They think
Mm-hmm.
about. So I think women kind of like you living, we were taught Cinderella. Cinderella is love and love is beautiful. And I'm a great woman. So that's what it is. But that's Disney. When it
Right. So Kendra is basically trying to say, Miss Misty, is that, aka Mr. Wiley, you're in fantasy land. You're living in fantasy land, and you did not do the math as far as how you two can become equally yoked in a logical sense. She as far as doing the numbers, how many kids you got to what he has, how much your finances with his, you didn't do any of that. You're just worried about how you guys want to talk about love. That's why I said her mentality, she has a young mentality. So Kendra is basically summing it up that she's a fairy tale land. And on top of that, if I was coming up to a platform to propose, to put myself on blast and embarrass myself and tell the world that I have this crush on this guy that's in the limelight, almost a celebrity, whatever have you, I'm gonna make sure I look aesthetically dipped. I'm not gonna come halfway stepping. You got this City Trends, aka this rainbow top shirt. I don't know if she got a nameplate. She got the old school hoops in her ear. They don't look too bad, but it's just giving played out and tired. I think she got a nameplate chain. She got the cheetah pants on. You got your foot up in the chair. You should have came with some type of dress on. You should have had your hair in a different style. Had pearls in your ear. You should have just came stepping. This man, Kendra, is potentially gonna go back to this man and show him the video of you wanting to shoot your shot. And to me, your arms is telling your age. I don't know. Her arms just look kind of wrinkly. It's given like you could tell she in her 40s and or whatever have you. But long story short, that's beyond the point. I just feel like you should have came stepping a little better than how you looking right now. Like I said, I feel like she is in a childlike mind state. And she feel like her face alone, just because she's pretty, it has gotten her far, probably in her past, especially that she was married twice. Even though she's divorced now, she feels like, she could get far with her looks. And I feel like with this situation, I don't want to be the one to pop the bubble, but I feel like she is going to get humbled the way she need to get humbled. Because even with Kendra saying what she's saying, I feel like she's so caught up in that fairy tale ideology of what her and Mr. She probably done dreamt about it. She probably done rehearsed it. She probably done played dress up in her room. Like I said, she has a child like mine. So she's fully stuck on what she's seeing. Until she talks to that man or until she gets some type of confirmation, I feel like she's not going to stop. And she want what she want, just like anybody else would, right?
when it comes
No.
to the real life, you got to start thinking about, do I really align with this person? And the reason I'm
Right.
saying this, Misty, is because I think you're a gorgeous woman, right? And there's probably a lot of men who, everybody was like, the first thing I said is she's cute, like she's pretty. But no man is going to want to mess with you now because you only want Dimitri. And it's like, I
Well,
almost feel like you use this moment to be to the.
No, Kendra, be real. No man is gonna mess with her because she's been divorced twice. She has 3 girls and 1 boy, and she's an Uber driver. Let's not just make it seem like men is running after her just because of looks. It's 2025. Everything ain't looks no more. A few years ago, you probably could have got somewhere, right? But you was somewhere married. Now, this day and age, the looks alone is not cutting it. It's not cutting it. I'm sorry. Another men will be watching this and they're gonna say, "Yo, she's a whole liability. She has 3 kids. I mean, she has 4 kids, 2 baby daddies. She's an Uber driver." That's a messy set that I'm getting into. What makes her different than the other girls that get up on your platform, Kendra, that got 2 baby daddies and 4 kids? Why? Because she's pretty. And that's what she's trying to move with. This is why she thinks she could come on the platform talking about, "Oh, I like this guy celebrity. Can you hook me up?" Because she think her face is still, getting her places. It might have in the past, but like I said, she about to be humble.
The world to shoot yourself for one guy, and is this one guy really a slam dunk when there's probably so many amazing men that you might have aligned with that are like, forget it, because you want that guy.
Well, I feel like, I mean, also, like, I don't want there to be the misconception that, like, it's like, yes, I did use my moment the way that I intended to use it. And I don't regret that, because I feel like what's meant to be will be. And if he doesn't reach out, or if, that doesn't become a thing, then, like, I know that eventually, like, my moment will come back around, whoever I'm supposed to be with. But I'm also not so delusional that, like, I'm like, okay, like, it's
Every business owner with people out in the field needs to know about connecting.
It works?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe it. My team puts in their availability, I click auto schedule, and boom, there it goes. No more.
I don't think that having a crush on somebody necessarily is just like, okay,
Girl,
like my
your
whole
name
life
is
is.
Mrs. Wiley on a dating app.
I know, I know, but it was purposeful.
This is no. You have to receive this. The only man that has an option with you is Dimitri. Your name is.
It was very intentional. It was very intentional. Yes.
Okay, and what I'm saying to you is, hopefully, these in your perfect world, this intention has to work, because you have turned off the other men. You have made yourself. Mrs. Wiley? What are you talking about now?
No, possibly. So, but the thing is I'm not so hard pressed on finding a man or being with just anybody, like, or just like, I'm not like really part of like the dating world. Like I don't just date. And so I'm not really like, I don't care. Like, I've been single for so long and I've been just doing me. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm content in my singleness. So if it turns somebody off to see that I am loyal and devoted and ambitious enough to really be all in for a specific person whenever, because if it's not him and if it doesn't work out, then if I were to decide to date,
you shouldn't be loyal to a man you never met.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, what I'm saying is like that I possess that quality. So it would be for whomever I decided to date. It would be.
No, that's not how that comes. It doesn't come across that way, because you never met this man. So you're using words like loyal and devoted to a man you've never met in life. So it comes across as delusional, stalker.
Well, it wasn't necessarily. I wasn't meaning necessarily to him. I'm just saying to the thing, to anything that I would want.
I want you to hear how it's being perceived. Those you use loyal and devotion should be earned, right? So the fact that you're giving this to a man that you've never met, it makes it look like obsession, and you're focusing, and it's almost like fantasy, because he's famous to a certain degree too. Right. So it's not a good point of, I'm proving that I could be loyal and devoted. That's what you say if you were like married to a man and y'all went through hard times. That doesn't fall into this category.
Right. Well, I wasn't, maybe I said it out of context. Maybe I said it wrong, but like, is what I mean is, I'm not concerned about how it looks to other men or if it's going to turn somebody else off, because I'm not particularly like looking for anybody else, or like, I'm not even, like I said, even if it didn't work out with him, it's just like, I'm content with where I'm at. So if it didn't, and I did decide to date, like, if that turns somebody off, the fact that I did what I'm doing now, then that's fine. Then they would not be the person for me then, if they are not willing to give me a chance, or if I wanted to attempt to date in the future and somebody sees this and they're like, oh, she's crazy or she's obsessed with him. I wouldn't consider myself obsessed. I wanted to
What
shoot
would
a
be
shot.
this, what would be obsession if this is not it?
Like I don't spend every single day like trying to contact him or to reach out. Like this has been like I've discovered him maybe 2 years ago, and in that time, like there's been maybe a handful of times that I've attempted to. I mean, and only recently, whenever I decided to, the day that I like actually made the profile is whenever I really was like, okay, I'm gonna be serious about it. Like, I mean, yeah, I sent the messages, I would waited for a response, I commented on the things, but I waited, and it was just kind of like, okay, that's never gonna happen. Like you said, it's a fantasy. He's famous. He's never gonna see me. Like, it's fine. Like, I go about my business. But then I was just kind of like, okay, like maybe I'm gonna like I really want the opportunity. So let me reach out to Kendra. So it's not like this is something that I obsess over daily, or that I'm constantly like stalking him, or like I'm trying to.
Girl, is giving that. I don't care how you flip it. I don't care how you push it to the side, turn it around, throw it up, throw it down. You are giving stalker. You are giving obsessed, and it's extruding. Even if maybe a little part of you didn't feel like it was. I don't know what other way you can make this look. Do you know how much energy it takes for someone to even want to get up on Kendra G platform? The average person, for real. It probably takes the average person. You got to have confidence. I feel like I keep going back to the fact that I feel like she's privileged and she thinks she is heavily in the fantasy mindset of whatever she wants, she gets, or whatever. Like I said, I don't know the men she dated in the past, but I feel like she's so caught up. She's so much of in a childlike state of mind that in her world, you know what I'm saying? This is how she attract what she wants. But ma'am, like I said, I don't care how you fix it over and make it sound good. It's giving obsessed, it's giving stalker, it's giving crazy lady. This is the first time I ever seen something like this. And you opening my eyes to something. You understand that people just need to be, and you're a woman doing this, right? So picture like when men feel like how you feel. You get what I'm saying? And the woman is not that far. She's an upcoming content creator. You get what I'm saying? Or somebody like myself, an up and coming content creator. You get what I'm saying? And then finally, I hit a certain peak, and men is trying to contact me, and I live in the same city. You just taught me that I need to be on my P's and Q's at all times. I'm talking about, like, if I ever thought that it was a joke before, you're teaching me that it's not 2025 is not a joke out here. People are crazy and they go to extra extents to get your attention, or let you know that they're feeling you or they like you. People are obsessed, and people just they do the most out here. So you taught me something at the end of the day.
Like, I don't know how to say, like, yes, I'm interested, but I'm okay if it doesn't work out. Like, it's not like I'm going to continue to try if he's like, I'm not interested, or if it doesn't go anywhere. It's like, okay, like that didn't work out, like moving along with my life. I mean, I'm not like I'm not hyper emotional about it. Like, I care, but I don't want to sit up here and be like, this is all I devote my life to day in and day out. Like, I had a crush. I did what I had to do to try to shoot the shot, and this is where I'm at.
This is how I know she in a childlike state of mind. Who at 40 having crushes? Like, who at 40 is having crushes? I I mean, maybe it's people out there, but even at my old age, even at my age, I don't have no crushes. I haven't had crushes since a little girl. So this is what's making me like people still have that. Right now, it's 2025. It's about getting to the bag. It's about take care of your family. Where's your mindset at? Like, if you put this much energy into like your career and sustaining a financial plan for your family and getting your money up because you're doing Uber driving, you will be far. This is why everybody's looking at you like you're crazy. Do you know how much energy it takes to do the simple things you're saying you did? It takes a lot of energy. Let's just say I want to hit Chris Brown up. That's going to take me energy to build that, to go even write him in his inbox, even knowing that he probably won't hit me back 9 times out of 10. It just takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of thought process to do the simple things to make the bigger picture, if that makes any sense. It's not adding up. You're giving crazy, man. Just take it for what it is.
So it's like it's either going to work or it's not. So
Okay.
I'm putting my best foot forward.
Okay, here we go. It's Miss. How do you say your? Well, if you put up future Mrs. Wiley, it will come up in the search area. If you put up future Mrs. Wiley, she will come right up. But I mean, it's only for Dimitri. So Dimitri, if this is your wife, you would send a DM. Yeah, Dimitri.
No, I literally, like, my whole profile is just like, and the day that I did it, like, I don't know.
Okay, let me read it since you brought up the profile. I would have skipped it, but since you brought it up, what I'm looking for, waiting for Dimitri Wiley. That's it. That's all. Cousins, please help our love story along by going to Lost Loverboy Podcast on YouTube, IG, Facebook, whatever.
This is
Blowing up his comment
hilarious.
section with messages that say, "We found Mrs. Wiley. She's waiting for you in the Kendra G Singles app. Missy, call mama. I'm so serious, LOL. But also a word of caution to others, if I may. Going too in depth with this answer gives predators a foothold to prey. So don't be too specific. Leave room for someone to show you who they really are without the roadmap to your heart's deepest desires. Thanks in advance to the real lover girls and lover boys who love enough to help me on my mission. You're the real MVPs. And you are not obsessed.
No.
Okay.
That was a lot. She even wrote a damn love letter on her dating profile. And to me, she took it up a notch. You sat here for the past few seconds saying that you wasn't obsessed, you wasn't crazy. And then Kendra just proved that you are obsessed, you are crazy. I can't say it enough. Mr. Wiley, whoever you are, get extra security. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid and fall for the bait. This chick got a lot of healing, and she got a lot of healing, and she's focused on the wrong thing. I think dealing with people like this could get you put in bad places. And don't take a face that's always, remember, the devil is beautiful. If you don't remember nothing else, remember the devil came beautiful, right? The devil is beautiful. So I'll leave it at that. Make wise decisions dealing with this female, because I don't feel like her head is wrapped on too tight. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. This is it for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with my next video. Bye.